Hey, good morning. Today we're going to talk about my carnivore journey, week number 15. If this is your first time here, welcome to Tweak Your Lifestyle. My name's Todd Yeakle. On this channel, man, I'm just sharing my personal journey, just trying to do better. I'm 52 years old now, and man, back in my late 30s, I'd survived cancer twice, and I found myself wanting more out of life. I wasn't happy. I had a good job, don't get me wrong, restaurant business. I love restaurants, managing a restaurant, but lots of hours. And in order for me to make that transition, I'd have had to take a big pay cut. In fact, I did take a big pay cut. I had to learn how to make up that money. I also realized I'm not in the best shape, right? I wasn't taking care of myself, and that's been my biggest struggle. It's just I can get the weight off, keeping it off, having a healthier lifestyle. I'm not bodybuilder or workout person, or I just want to feel good. I'm tired of, I couldn't even tie my shoes, couldn't walk to the post office, I couldn't walk to the mailbox, hard to get in and out of my car, my arthritis, my knees, my joint pains, just on medications. You follow me? I needed to do better, feel better, and that's been it's been a struggle. I ain't gonna lie. I've been able to create multiple streams of income and make up for income, and been able to switch jobs, so I'm not working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. But I just haven't been able to manage my weight like I should, and that's what I'm working on here. And also, I also found out that I called myself a Christian. I believe in God, but I didn't have a relationship with Him. I had no walk with God, and I've been taking steps to improve that. So this is kind of like this channel. I'm just sharing my journey, just trying to do better, making small changes in my life that make huge impacts, big tweaks, right? If that's of interest to you, hit the subscribe button and let's go. So, week 15 on carnivore. Last week, 14, I broke even because I celebrated after the week 13, the 90 days, right? It's, what's funny is I really didn't. I had some chips and a 6-pack of that Yeakle, and man, I could feel, it makes you feel heavy, right? Especially when you've just been eating, low carb all those weeks. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the beer. It's good stuff, and the chips, man. It's so hard to pass up chips and hot sauce, man, when you're at a restaurant. But to make that big of a difference, man, it's a little scary, but it's eye-opening as well. And so that's why it's so important just to keep the momentum, keep the consistency up. And I'm not saying it was bad that I celebrated. You got to do those things, because for me, man, if I feel too restricted, I just give up. It's like, what's the point? I got to enjoy some things, right? So it's okay to indulge every once in a while, absolutely. And I'm learning this, okay? I'm definitely no expert, but it's changing that relationship. It's like, okay, I can indulge, I can have this every once in a while, not every day, 2-3 times a day, no. Which that's where my relationship was with items I like. We're in Texas, Tex-Mex, also chicken fried steak. The mashed potatoes and the fried okra. We like everything fried. But anyway, so I was flat. I was 274 coming into week 14. Week 15, still have not started exercising. And again, I'm not bragging on that. I just got to get. I'm still having, my knees still a little sore. I can walk and get around way better than I could. Getting up on ladders, I'm getting things done. The stairs aren't hurting me. So it's just, but when I get too active, like we lost Duke back in December. He was my fishing buddy, and we recently adopted. Well, my wife wanted this puppy. I didn't want puppies. I fell in love with this other dog. She was about a year old. We went to the shelter, and the puppy was ready to adopt that day. And the shepherd mix puppy, we still don't know what she's mixed with, but all right, so my wife convinced me to get this puppy, and the next day, the dog that I was wanting, and again, they just kind of said shepherd mix. I don't know what she is. Beautiful dog is what she is. So I went back, my wife went back the next day, and we grabbed her. So we went, from having just Sadie and say it was time. It's hard to get another dog, especially, Duke. Man, Duke was my boy. But Sadie was lonely, and we knew Sadie needed some siblings again, you know. So, with the puppy, so we went back the next day and got the next dog. So we went from just Sadie to 3 dogs, and I'm watching them play over here right now. They're just having a good time. Well, we you know, when you adopt from a shelter, you have so many days to get them fixed. Well, the puppy Charlie, she's, you know, so young, we have to wait a couple months anyway for her. They recommend 6 months. She was what was she? She was 6 weeks when we got her. I mean, she was little, and so she was 10 pounds, and we just took her yesterday to the vet, and she was 28 pounds. So in 10 weeks, she's put on 18 pounds, and we still can't tell if she's gonna be a medium dog, big dog. The vet says, I think she's gonna be a big dog. My point to all this is, you know, until we get them fixed, we don't, you know, I keep them in the fenced area behind. I don't let them roam the acreage here. I do Sadie. Sadie doesn't take off. But at least want to get her, you know, get them fixed before I let them roam, because we got a lot of dogs out here, well, coyotes, dogs, whatnot, and so sometimes they'll get out. Especially when she was 10 pounds, she can kind of squeeze through the fence, and I'd chase her, and woo, I'd have to chase her, and I'm 52 years old, man. I don't run all that much. Do you watch Major Crimes? It'll start off as a closer, and then Major Crimes, you got Officer Lieutenant Provenza. I don't run. That's me, right? I don't run. I don't climb. He's so funny. Anyway, all right. So going back, I know I took a long detour here from exercise. I can feel it in my knee after I have to chase after these puppies. Another story on the puppies. The one that I want, because I didn't want puppies, right? So the one I want, they're guesstimating she's about a year old. Gorgeous dog. We took her to get fixed, and the vet called us and they said, she's 45 days pregnant. Do you want us to abort, you know, do you want us to go ahead and fix her and abort the puppies? I can't do that. I was like, no, don't. We had to let the shelter know, hey, we couldn't get her fixed. And they're like, why'd you allow her to get pregnant? I said, whoa, wait a minute now. They said she's 45 days pregnant. We barely had her, not even 30, just up 30, you know. And they're like, oh, well, make sure you document it, and you're responsible for the puppies. Okay, all right. So I went from not wanting one puppy to, yeah, she's due any day now. She's due any day now. That's about how it's going. So it's a blessing, right? You need a puppy? Let me know. All right. So I'm still not exercising. You know, I'm doing intermittent fasting still. I eat between 12 and 6. What I did this last week, though, is I focused more on, you know, me making the food versus, you know, eating at a customer. I still ate at a customer. You know, gotta have some working lunches, and I still gotta support some of my customers, right? But I tried to back off that a little bit. You know, I didn't go through any fast foods this last week. I didn't, you know, go to any Whataburgers or McDonald's, or I didn't get any burger patties from In-N-Out, anything like that. What I did was I boiled eggs, and I put eggs with me in the car, and I would eat boiled eggs for lunch, and then when I get home, I would have a steak. Sometimes I'd have burger patties, but usually steak at night. And this week I went from 274 to 271. 3 pounds, you know, so I don't know what, you know, obviously it wasn't that big of a difference, but 3 pounds. And that takes my total since starting the carnivore diet 15 weeks ago. Went from 321 to 271, brings it to 50 pounds. It took me a couple weeks longer to get there, but 50 pounds. Here's the calendar. We're on week 15, 271. I go back to the doctor. I don't go back. I remember I had to postpone because we had that ice storm that canceled. And man, we had 22 degrees yesterday with wintry mix coming through, and you know, we met with some friends and we weren't for sure if we were going to meet up with them last night or not, because you know they were driving an hour out to come visit. They ended up being okay. You know, the roads didn't really get icy, but we got down to 22 degrees, and it was sleeting most of the day. before we went out, it was started to, it did start to accumulate like on our ramp off our porch, and getting a little slick, but it stopped right there. That was the worst it got, and hopefully we're done with this, man. We're in March, it's spring break. Let's get rid of this coldness. Let's go. The last time it froze, I could not get that water delivery to my office because we do that filter with big 5-gallon bottles of water. And so anyway, I bought bottled water. Well, with the habits, you form those habits, and I went without putting that electrolytes, that keto chow in, because I'm used to going, filling my water bottle up at the fountain, and then boom, put the electrolytes in, and that's it. Well, when I'm just grabbing a bottle of water out of the fridge, you forget that habit. This is how important habits are, consistency, right? And so I started getting those joint pains and leg cramps at night again. And so I implemented that, and obviously the delivery eventually came, and that stopped. So anyway, I thought that's very interesting. It's like it's so easy to get out of these habits, but it's so important to develop the habits. And that's why, I started journaling. I started writing down, hey, what did I eat today? So I can go back, and I've never been one to journal. I've always tried to keep it super simple. But for me, I need to, make, I want to continue to improve. And so, what did I do that actually, was worth it? And so, did not go into any fast food place makes a huge difference. Well, I've been averaging 2 to 3 pounds, except for the week that I indulged. I've been averaging 2 to 3 pounds weight loss a week. I lost 3 pounds this week. Didn't go to any fast food places. So, I don't know. I'm still, the weight's coming off. Do I probably feel better? It's probably better for me, right? Me making it versus getting it somewhere else that you're not quite sure you're doing. But the weight loss didn't increase. Maybe it needs more time. Maybe it took a little, who knows? Again, I'm not trying to play an expert. I'm just trying to figure this thing out and feeling better. My granddaughter, talking about her, she did have her central line put in her neck, and they were able to extract enough stem cells to put up. It did take 2 times, unfortunately. They didn't get enough the first day. They did keep her medicated to keep her calm. I mean, for a 2-year-old, what's all these, they actually stitched the central line in to prevent, in case she tugged on it, trying to keep it in there a little bit longer. But she had to have it in there for a couple days, and they were able to take it out and come home. She starts her 3rd round of chemo next week. She's my hero. She's my warrior. Prayers for Amelia. Faith, hope, Amelia Rose. Keep praying for her. Power of prayer. But I appreciate all that you do. Hey, if you're thinking about starting a carnivore diet, check out the download below. It'll get you started. You can take a look at it. Maybe you tweak it to fit your lifestyle. This is kind of what I'm doing. See if it helps you out. Let me know what week you're in. Let me know how it's going. Give me some tips. All right, until next time. God bless. Keep grilling.